Hey guys, it's Saru, and a few new dungeons came out for Tera last night on console, and I was kinda stuck on which guide to make, having done basically all of them except RK9 Kennel hard mode last night, which I was pretty late, so I didn't really get to do it, but I was unsure which guide to do for you guys first. So we're gonna start from the lowest and then work our way up to the hardest, Thaumetal Refinery Normal Mode. So for the first boss, Birchback, it's rather easy and only really has a real mechanic that you need to look for. There's something to note ahead of all this: every 50 seconds or so, a tree will spawn in the middle of the arena. And I can't really show it here because, well, we killed them too fast, but just imagine it in your head. And I'm sure as you're running this dungeon, you'll see it in the middle, so I don't really know what else to tell you. So, a player will get a banana icon on top of their head and also a buff that's counting down, and basically when the banana turns yellow, it'll drop a banana on the ground. Now, you need to go to the tree in order to do this mechanic properly, so you can't touch the banana after it drops, or basically you'll trip on it and mess up the whole mechanic. It's similar to Caliban's Challenge or Dreadnought, where basically the second boss has these bombs spawning around, and when he targets you, he kind of jumps at you, and you have to stun him with that bomb in order to avoid the AoE. It's basically the same thing, and I'll mention why afterwards. So there's a few special attacks that you need to pay attention to, which basically kind of sets you up for the second boss. The first of many is the bomb targeting. He will select a random player in your party and shoot basically random shit from the sky. That player is willing to stay away from the rest of the party, or it could basically kill the rest of your party. So if you have this and it's shooting from the sky, just run around and avoid it altogether. The tri-bomb explosion that he does, another special move. He attacks in a cross mode, sort of, so you want to stay near him but diagonally mostly. As he does his attack, you can basically avoid most of it. Now, after he does the third bomb, which you'll see on the ground, he'll do an AoE, which you can iframe, and you should iframe. Okay, now for the mechanics themselves. The first one you'll see is he'll say, "Get over here!" Essentially, he'll jump up into the air, kind of like Velik's hold if you've done that before, and you can iframe right before he lands on the ground. If you don't, he's going to basically push you back, and that's going to cause a little bit of an issue. Anyways, after he does this, he's going to create a blue AoE underneath him. And if you don't iframe, like I said, he's going to push you back and you'll have to run into the blue circle. If you did iframe, you're pretty much good. So assuming you don't even reach the blue circle, you'll lose a lot of HP and probably die if you don't get to the blue circle itself. Now, when he says, "Who next?" he'll select that player specifically, and that player needs to get behind the tree that I mentioned before, and also align himself or herself behind the banana, but also behind the tree. So when the boss comes running towards you, he'll basically need to slip on the banana in order to break the tree with his head. I know it's weird, but there's a couple things that could happen if you don't do this. If he catches the target before doing all of this, he'll stun everybody and it'll hurt. You might also die. Depends on your HP. If he slips on the banana but he doesn't actually break the tree, everyone will get pushed in the air and you'll get a debuff. And that's pretty much it. Now for Lenim. Lenim is pretty easy to deal with, and all you really need to know is that when you enter, you have a specific shield color, blue or red. This means that if there's a red laser coming at you and your red shield, you're safe to touch it. If it's opposite color, you'll die. Now, during this fight, your shield may change color, so just keep in mind when he does this. Okay, so let's talk about the normal mechanics that he does. One that he does is he's going to lift up a red rock from the ground, and one player in your group will create a safe zone blue space, and the rest of the party needs to go to that player in order to live. Now, if that player starts moving around and leaves everybody, it'll basically kill the whole party. So basically just stay still, and the rest of the party should come towards you if you have the blue circle underneath you. Now, if he picks up a blue rock and drops it on the ground, he'll basically create this blue AoE similar to Lakin from Velik's Sanctuary when you're going into Soul World, or kind of Lilith's Keep when she's doing the AoE to break her shield. You'll need to iframe inwards or outwards. It really doesn't matter. I mean, you could just iframe whatever direction, you'll be fine. All you really need to do is iframe. Now, similar to the bananas in the first boss, players will receive this ore icon on top of their head, and that ore icon, or rock icon, whatever you want to call it, is going to spawn a rock underneath you. Now, this is going to affect the next mechanic that I'm going to talk about, because a laser will shoot out of the pylon in the middle of the room. Now, if the color of the laser is the same color as your shield as I originally mentioned, you'll be fine to touch it. If it's a different color, you'll die. That's the basis of this whole mechanic. Now, the reason why the ore or rock is really important for this mechanic, and it's important in the way that it affects it, is because the moment the laser comes in contact with that rock, it'll change colors. So you'll want to be careful where you place these rocks and not put them one after another or something like that, because it could change to blue, red, blue, and if you're all stuck together, it'll just kill kill the whole party probably, so you just want to keep a lookout on that. And that's it, literally. Now for Garrick's Salt. Now all you need to note is his colors on his back and the puddles. Now the colors on his back is similar to, I don't know, Ruinous Manor, where it kind of changes a little bit of the mechanics, so just pay attention to that. Now the puddles need to be on the edge of the map, and that's basically it. I'll explain that in a few minutes. So here we go. Sometimes he will select a random player and hit them with the ball, which will be glowing sort of purple sometimes, and if that ball is purple, that player needs to iframe before the ball hits him or her. Now I recommend iframing because you can technically just be out of play by like 25 to 30 meters, you'll be fine, but I recommend iframing anyways, just in case you want to keep DPS up. If the player does get hit, however, it will create a puddle right there where you got hit. Now something to note, if his back is blue and he does this blue lines mechanic that you need to stay in or stay out, you'll have the red indicator anyways, but I thought I should probably explain this anyways. If his back is blue, you want to stay outside. If it's red, you want to stay inside. EssentialMana.com has this awesome phrase for it: blue is between, red is reversed. So that just kind of tells you where the AoE is coming from. Now when he does this huge swing, you'll notice that he'll hit backwards and frontwards, and sometimes you don't really know where it's going. Now this is really easy to figure out, especially now that there's red indicators. If you see his ball and chain, if it swings clockwise, so like a normal clock from 12 to 12, he'll basically attack towards the front. If he swings counterclockwise, he'll attack towards the back. And there's red indicators on the ground, so that should help, like I said. So for the mechanics that are important, it's very easy for normal mode. If it says lab temperatures are falling or rising, whatever the case, you'll see red AoE filling up the entire arena. You'll see a red circle AoE that's filling up underneath you. You need to go to the edge of the map and place the puddles there, because that's what's going to spawn a puddle once it's done. It's similar to Sky Cruiser when he goes into the air like a ballerina and everyone has an AoE underneath them and then it creates like a red puddle. It's the same thing basically. Now the reason why this is important to keep it on the edge is because there's going to be alien creatures walking around, and if they touch these puddles, it may wipe the whole party. And that's literally it. That's Thaumetal Refinery Normal Mode. It's pretty easy. The reason I didn't combine normal mode and hard mode into one video like I originally was going to do is because they are completely different dungeons. Completely. If there are any questions about this dungeon, make sure to ask in the comments below. Even if it's about normal attacks, I will try to answer as best as I can. I hope this little guide helped, and if it did, click that cute little thumbs up button. Make sure to subscribe and click that adorable f***ing bell to know when I upload a brand new video. Much love, and as always, till next time, friends.